My name is Floris Boogaard. I'm from the Technical University of Delft, and I wrote a paper optimizing SUDS by transnational knowledge exchange. And it did the paper with Jelle de Jong from Tauw, Frans van der Ven from the Technical University of Delft as well, and John Blanksby from the University of Sheffield and the Pennine Water Group. In the next minutes, I would like to show why transnational knowledge can be very important on SUDS, the Sustainable Urban Drainage Systems. And I would like to show you some of the Dutch stormwater-related problems, and probably will be not only Dutch, but recognized by you as well. And some solutions as well. Skills integration, new technologies is an international project, Interact 4B. And I would like to show you 3 short-skinned examples of how transnational knowledge would work in Europe. Well, first, why transnational knowledge? I think we are looking for space for water. We all have issues with the quality of stormwater and the quantity of stormwater and working on solutions. I don't think I have to get really into this. You're all on the novatech, so you probably relate to this. So I would like to go on with some of the Dutch problems. And the main problem is the figures above. You can see 1900 when is Holland not really urbanized till 2005, when you see a lot of paved surfaces. And that's the main problem in Holland where we're working on, is restoring the natural water balance. So get more infiltration into the ground and try to reduce the flow over the pavement because that will induce floodings. So that brings one issue in Holland, that the quality of the stormwater. Is it really clean? It's considered to be clean, but if you can see on the movie, for example, that's a stormwater sewage with a lot of foul connections. And I don't want to really get into that, but in the paper there's a cost-effective procedure to locate these foul connections by temperature measurements, for example. You can see on the left another example is a copper building, which the stormwater quality exceeded 1,400 times the Dutch quality standard, for example. So there are some issues there. And especially if we talk about infiltration, for example, there are some guidelines for stormwater in the Netherlands, and mostly there are decision trees like this. And this is in Dutch, but mainly you choose the category. It can be industrial, commercial, or residential, and then it's decided if there's a purification method needed. And in Netherlands, we have not only one water authority, but we have 26. So the 26 decision support systems, which makes it quite hard to make disconnection projects sometimes. So it shows the different views we have on stormwater quality issues. And of course, there are a lot of solutions. There are more than 100 SUDS implemented in Holland. But the main issue, the solutions are there, but which one to choose? Because they are different on quantity-based, on quality-based, and they can give a lot of solutions. But the main challenge is which one would you choose? Which one is adapted for your specific situation? And what criteria would you choose from? Is that the maintenance, or is that only the cost? Is it the removal efficiency of the SUDS, for example? Because good examples are not hard to find. We'll see a lot of them on the novatech, of course, and I think you all have some brochures on your desk where you get, and they're very nice, good examples. But how will it look after 5 or 40 years? And probably a lot of them will look like this as well. Clogged systems, less of maintenance. So there are some issues on the BMPs and SUDS on this level as well. So to sum it up, there are lots of research questions about the quality and quantity of stormwater on BMP and SUDS. Well, solutions can be found in the project Skills Integration and New Technologies. It's an Interact 4B program. A lot of countries participate on this, like Norway, Germany, the Netherlands, the UK, and Scotland. Well, it tries to speak a multidisciplinary language to evaluate and encourage the implementation of innovative, technical, and sustainable solutions like SUDS. And it will be moreover 2 years in practice. So I would like to give you 3 examples of this transnational knowledge exchange. And the first one is maybe an historical example, is the development development curve of the implementation of SUDS in the Netherlands. For example, in 1992 there was an excursion to Germany where a lot of water managers from the Netherlands would go to Germany and visit mulder-regole systems. And they thought it was a very good idea to infiltrate the water in the ground and to use that in urban dense areas. Right after that, a lot of articles in the papers were shown that there would be swamps in the urban areas, there would be rats, there would be malaria, and awful articles actually about this modern water management. But a lot of research has been done, and a lot of good examples were from the German side, so a lot of excursion and field trips were there, and slowly and gradually the implementation of these SUDS were implemented. So the mulder-regole system of Germany, called the Wadi in the Netherlands, for example, became the Swale in the UK and Scotland, which is implemented, a lot of them right now. Because in the SKINT project, a lot of this research document you see there, they're in Dutch, but they're translated to English and find on the SKINT website. And finally, you can find translations in Japan as well. And there's a lot of transnational knowledge exchange with countries in the world for now. Well, second example is the stormwater policy. I showed you already the left figure about the different decision guidelines. And now we're working on the policy used in Germany, for example. Handlungsempfehlungen zum Umgang mit Regenwasser. And we could find answers to questions which SUDS are actually effective and when would you implement SUDS. So for example, this is a scoring table of different SUDS used in Germany. And this is very helpful for us because new SUDS were implemented in the Netherlands. And you can see a picture on the left. There's is the lamelle separated from origin, I think it's from France. And more than 50% of the Dutch municipalities have this system now. But there was no relation to other systems. So this scoring table could really help us to see how effective it is regarding to other systems. I won't get into that. There's a poster presentation on that tomorrow. And our SUDS required, the German methodology has actually a calculation if you need a SUD or not. And we had a good discussion with policymakers in the Netherlands about if it's a math problem or not. And they will adopt a lot of criteria on this German policy to optimize their own decision trees. So it was a good, the last example is a field trip from the municipality Bergen in the Netherlands to Norway. You might ask, what is the municipality of Bergen in the Netherlands has to do with the one in Norway? But actually they're both coastal areas with a lot of height difference, for example, and causing a lot of problems with floodings, as you can see here. There were some stormwater events of 100 millimeters in 1 hour on both occasions, for example. And we used a lot of the SKINT solutions and the SUDS I showed you before on this occasion, and we had a big congress about it. So on the left you see some problems, and on the left on the right there are a lot of solutions used in mainly the Netherlands, but in Scotland as well, to restore the water balance. And flood mapping is used as well for this occasion, and on Wednesday there will be a presentation by Jeroen Kluk about that method. So some of the first results of SKINT, you can see them on the website www.skintwater.eu. A lot of international case studies are there, like field trips, presentations, papers and movies. There's a database of stormwater quality. If you want to receive the database, you could send an email to regenwater@stoa.nl. There's a translation of a lot of research documents and gathered of international failures in design, construction and maintenance led to guidelines of SUDS, which you can see on the right bottom. Conclusions, in short, problems and solutions are transnational. International information leads to SUDS optimization, and please make use of this transnational knowledge, and SKINT could be a start of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Some questions or comments on this very interesting presentation? Oh, je peux parler en français d'ailleurs, je ne sais pas pourquoi. Je me mets à parler anglais. Moi, j'en aurais une. On a parlé hier dans le workshop du groupe Socoma de l'aspect...
I'm very sorry, but I don't speak French.
I'm sorry. Yesterday we spoke, we discussed the fact that SUDS, BMPs, that sort of approach was could be very cultural. And as you have done this survey and this transnational knowledge basis, did you see this cultural effects on different parts of the different lands countries you studied?
Yeah.
In terms of method, in terms of techniques, in terms of way of taking the problem?
Yeah, you can see a real cultural difference on SUDS. For example, the Netherlands and Germany are really quality-based, wherein the UK and Scotland are more on the quantity basis to really keep the water in, for example. So, and there's a lot of knowledge about different SUDS in different countries. So, it's very nice to have a lot of discussions on this subject and see the cultural differences. Yeah.
And the second question is, can it be possible to feed this database?
Yes, exactly. That's why I showed the website. There's a lot of information there, but if you have questions, you can send them to that as well. And a lot of information and good ideas from other countries, especially innovations will be the subject tomorrow. So that's one reason why we're here. But it will be perfect. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Une dernière question, commentaire? Merci, et puis on va passer à l'exposé suivant. Merci.